Well, grand rising to all of you, my family and friends, and of course, welcome to Elonda Monet's Motivational Moment. Before I start, I have to do my salutations. Aborigani, Assalamu alaikum, Ikaro. Now that I've done my salutations for today, let's get into the meat of the message for today. Now, on yesterday, I started on a series on how to deal with disrespectful people. How to deal with disrespectful people. And it is not an easy task. It takes a conscious effort to get that particular area in your life handled. So it's not a fix-all kind of thing. It's a daily process. It's a daily walk, especially dealing with unruly people. But I also believe in respect. In order to get respect, you have to give respect. And if you are trying to ignite a army, a volunteer army, what you cannot do is offend them. Okay, now let's get into it. For today, we're going to try to disarming them with kindness. Okay, sometimes a few kind words are all you need to be evacuated or de-accelerate a situation. If someone is being disrespectful or rude, responding with kindness can take them by surprise and encourage them to rethink their behavior instead of getting upset and retaliating. Try de-escalating the situation with a smile or a few kind words. Now, I am working on that part. I have not matured to that level yet. I've only gotten to the part where I close my mouth and let the stupid person keep going. But it comes a point in a person's life where they have to say, hey, look, no more. No more. That stuff that you're doing and saying, no more. No more. The next one is to speak to the other person directly if you decide to confront them. Now, there are different ways of confronting people. You can go in love, you can go in concern, and then you can go in retaliation. Okay, now if you feel that someone is being disrespectful to you, it is usually best for you to talk to them one-on-one. I do wholeheartedly believe in that. If I have offended you, or if I feel that I have offended you, I will come to you. Hey, look, I'm sorry, this did not come out right. I was meaning to say this, thus, and so. Okay, so I do believe in letting someone know that they have offended you, because a lot of times people don't know, or they just don't care that they have offended you. So it's up to you to let them know, hey, look, I don't do that. I don't go for that. I don't roll like that. I'm not built like that. So if that's your stance, then I'm going to remove myself from the situation. For example, are you dealing with a rude coworker? Talk to them first about being direct, and then go directly to your boss. Going over a person's head could ultimately lead to resentment and make the problem even worse. If there's a simple misunderstanding at the root of the problem, you should also you could also hurt their feelings and getting them into trouble unnecessarily. In extreme cases, however, bypassing the disrespectful person can be justified. For example, if someone is severely bullying you at work or at home, don't hesitate, or at school, don't hesitate to report them to the authorities. The next one is stop and decide what to say before you say it. And what's funny is that when I am in a confrontational situation, I have already rehearsed any possible scenario that you could have given me, so I can always be on top. I always have an answer. I always have something to say. So that's just my character. That's just who I am. Now, if you lash out, it may escalate the situation. Some say that it may be tempered to lash out to the rude person and give them a piece of your mind. However, doing this is unlikely to be helpful. Instead, make sure that whatever you plan to say is truthful, helpful, and necessary for getting your point across. And what I have learned is when I am in a confrontational situation, I will tell the person how I felt when they did thus, and so. I'll let them know how I felt when I heard them say. So it's not so much as me accusing them. It's letting them know that I felt this way. I felt uneasy. I felt a little out of character when you said thus, and so, or I felt a little alarmed when this was said. So that it's not so much of a you did this to me, but it's more of a this is how I felt when I heard, this is how I felt. So we turn it inward. Okay, be direct, but be polite. When you do confront the other person, be clear and matter of fact about the issue. Calmly explain what the problem is and how their behavior was and how it affected you. Don't be afraid to firmly but politely ask them to explain their behavior. Before I go any further, please explain to me what was meant when you said, and that will determine how I respond. Some people get a response, some people I just walk away. Because sometimes ignorancy, there's no need to even respond to it. It's just that, ignorant. Use I-focused language, just what I said, so that the other person doesn't feel accused. For example, I feel very disrespected when you spoke to me in that tone of voice. Try saying something like, I found those kinds of jokes really upsetting. Please don't joke like that in front of me anymore. See, every scenario that was brought right there, they brought it back to how I felt, how the person who was offended felt. Now, give them a chance to respond. Usually with me, you only get like 3 minutes. You get 3 minutes to say whatever you're going to say because I'm coming. And be careful what you say. Confrontations are tough, and other people may want to explain themselves. Being confronted is often upsetting. The other person may wish to respond and present their side of the story, especially if they feel you have misunderstood their words and actions. Give them a chance to speak out without being interrupted, and then let them know that you heard and respected what they had to say. Show them you are listening actively by nodding, making eye contact, or using the words right or I hear you. Try rephrasing what they said to make sure you understand them correctly. Let me wrap my mind around this. You said da 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 da. Is that correct? Then show empathy and compassion. Now, showing empathy and compassion at that time is probably something that I'm going to tell you the truth, I don't do. Because when I feel that I am being confronted, when I feel that I am being pushed up against the wall, when I feel that I'm being unjustly singled out, then I come out fighting. And I'm pretty sure you guys do that too. Whenever you feel that you are being unjustly accused or anything done unjustly, you come out swinging. Like, look, that's not how this is going to work today. That's not how this is going to go today. Okay? So, showing empathy or compassion at that moment, I'm still working on it. Then set clear boundaries if disrespect behavior is a pattern. If someone has a pattern of disrespect, boundaries can help establish consequences. Setting appropriate boundaries is an important part of your healthy relationship. It is especially important to set and enforce clear boundaries with people who have patterns of being disrespectful toward you. Let the person know what you are and are not willing to tolerate, and establish clear consequences if they fail to respect your boundaries. Number 1, for example, you may say, if you continue to play with your phone and ignore me, whenever we go out, I will not be able to spend any more time with you. When it comes to setting boundaries, licensed clinical psychologist Kim Carnster said, modeling the type of behavior that you want to see in a friend is ideal rather than lecturing or scolding them. If the person continues to be disrespectful and regularly violates your boundaries, you may need to limit your time with them as much as possible, even if it means cutting ties altogether. So, how do you deal with a disrespectful person? Try not to take it personally. Set boundaries. Communicate. Be patient. Consider your values. Call out the behavior. Know when to walk away. And sometimes we don't walk away when we need to walk away. Milk is good until it reaches the expiration date. Fire is good as long as it's in the fireplace. But once you bring those elements out of their containment, then there becomes a problem. If a man tells you more than once that he does not want to be around you, he doesn't want a relationship with you, don't pursue it. It only turns out bad for yourself. And don't put your feelings out there, and if you don't want them to be hurt. Respect yourself enough to walk away. Stop sending YouTube videos and proclaiming your love for someone who clearly does not care for you. If a man doesn't come home and you're in a relationship, then that ain't his home. Then he doesn't want to be there. Loose that thing and let it go. See you, because evidently you want to be somewhere else other than with me. So let's not even play. Bye. Don't play with my feelings. Have respect for yourself to say, this is not what I want, this is not what I stand for, and this is not what I expect from a relationship. Therefore, I'm going to remove myself from the equation. You don't have to go. I'll leave. I'm removing this whole thing. Why? Because if you can't understand how I feel in this situation, then there's no need for me to be here. So with that being said, guys, I've got to go. I love you, but God loves you more. And remember, I'll see you at the top, because the bottom is way too crowded. Don't forget, go to my YouTube page, Elonda Monet Hatter. Go to my YouTube page, like and sign up, and follow me. And have a good day. Peace.